valuable asset, not commission, not quota, time. And every hour you spend chasing someone who doesn't have a problem is an hour you're not spending finding someone who does. This is why top performers don't just close more, they lose faster. They don't get emotionally attached to prospects, they get attached to process. They trust the math of problems. Big problems close, small problems stall, no problems disappear. Simple. In the next part, I'm going to show you why buyers resist talking about problems, how to break through that resistance without sounding aggressive, and how to control the conversation without controlling the buyer. That's where most salespeople finally realize selling isn't about pressure, it's about leadership. Now let's address the moment where most salespeople lose their spine. The moment when the buyer pushes back. The moment when the buyer crosses their arms, leans back, and says something like, "We're not really having a problem," or "It's not that big of a deal," or my personal favorite, "We're doing okay for now." That sentence, "for now," is the most dangerous phrase in sales. Because a "for now" is where deals go to die. Buyers don't avoid talking about problems because they don't have them. They avoid talking about problems because problems threaten identity. Problems imply responsibility. Problems imply change, and change implies risk. So when a buyer resists, don't mistake that for rejection. That resistance is a signal. It's a signal that you've touched something real. Here's where most salespeople screw it up. They retreat. They soften. They start pitching features to relieve tension. They try to be liked again. And the moment they do that, they give up control of the conversation. Control doesn't mean dominance. Control means direction. If you lose direction, you lose the deal. The reason buyers resist problem-centric conversations is because those conversations force them to confront consequences they've been avoiding. Your job is not to protect them from that discomfort. Your job is to guide them through it safely. That's leadership. And leadership in sales is what separates amateurs from professionals. Here's the rule: never argue with a buyer's reality. Explore it. If a buyer says, "We don't have that problem," and you respond with, "Yes, you do," you've lost. You're now adversarial. You've made it about winning instead of understanding. But if you respond with curiosity, real curiosity, everything changes. You say things like, "Help me understand how you're avoiding that issue," or "What happens if that process breaks under scale?" Or "What would make this a problem worth solving?" Those questions do two things simultaneously. They respect the buyer's intelligence, and they expose blind spots. Blind spots are where gaps hide, and gaps are where value lives. Most buyers are not dishonest, they are incomplete. They see symptoms, not systems. They manage fire.